All right, here's our review for Unit 5. We're going to do this. So let's get started here. Number 1, determine which transformation occurred to obtain A prime, B prime, C prime. So you start with the one on the left, ABC, and it goes over to this A prime, B prime, C prime. So notice, this hasn't been flipped over. Otherwise, A would be like, well, A is for there, but B and C would actually stay because they're on the line. This actually has been rotated to the right, right? And when you go to the right, that is clockwise. Now, if it only goes this far, that's 90 degrees. So what we need to do is find a rule for clockwise rotation 90 degrees. So we go back to our notes of transformations, 90 degrees clockwise. So check it out, 90 degrees clockwise, 90 clockwise is going to be this rule, y negative x. So that's going to be letter D. Okay. Please don't get this confused with 90 degrees counterclockwise, negative yx. That is not it, okay? Because that's counter. And then these are both reflections. All right, so make sure you have checked what it is on the graph against the notes rules. All right. Number 2, RST was reflected across the line, making R prime, S prime, T prime, determine the coordinate notation rule, okay? Now this, you can see the points are going across the x-axis. So this is a reflect across the x-axis. Okay, and so what is the rule to reflect across the x-axis? So we go over here, reflect across the x-axis is going to be x negative y. So it's going to be F. All right, number 3. Now look, PQR is down here, and it says points P prime, Q prime are shown on the coordinate. Points P and Q are vertices of P of a new point, or the image of PQR. Yes. Which rule best represents this? Now look, P and Q, it kind of looks like it's been reflected, right? It kind of looks like it flips across this line. But if it reflected, you would look from here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? To reflect, you'd have to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like the points would be up here for P and Q if it was a reflection. Okay. So here's my question: Are the points there? No. So it cannot be a reflection. It cannot be D. It does not reflect over the X. It's not up here, right? So what it really does is just shifts up. So this is a translation or a shift up. How much? Well, It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Up 11. So what that does is to our y value, it's up 11, so it's plus 11. Okay? Because it goes up to the primes. It's not going from the primes down to the non-primes. Okay? So the best answer is going to be letter C because it's shifting up 11. Okay? All right, number 4. All right, number 4, quadrilateral vertices A, B, C, D is shown on the coordinate grid. What is the rule for A, B, A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime? Okay, so, ooh. Okay, well, this is an error on number 4. Here, if you can rewrite these letters, this is supposed to be A, this is supposed to be B, this is supposed to be C, this is supposed to be D. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so it's supposed to be letters like this because it's supposed to flip across this y-axis. Pen over y. Okay. So that answer would be G. Okay. It doesn't rotate. It doesn't reflect over X. It doesn't rotate. Okay. Now the way the letters were originally, it's just a shift, but that's not one of our history choices because I meant for this to be a reflection answer, and the letters were just messed up. So sorry. Oops. All right. Well, number 5. We have this triangle, and it says if the figure is reflected over y equals x, which is true. So again, go back to your rules. Reflect over y equals x. Your rule is y comma x. So which one's the rule? C. All right. It doesn't even tell you to like graph it. You could, but it would, reflect over this. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It would reflect over that line. It would actually look the exact same. But anyways, that's the rule. Number 6. All right. So right here we have 7. We have 6. I redraw the big one. The bottom of the big one is 18. The side of the big one, I have to add 7 and x. So it's 7 plus x. Cool. And then I connect small to big. This side 7 goes to 7 plus x. And 6 goes to 18. So I can do 7 over 7 plus x. The connection makes a fraction. That equals 6 over 18. And then I can cross multiply and divide. 7 times 18. I got 126 equals. And then I have 6 times 7 plus x. I'm going to put it in parentheses and distribute. 6 times 7 is 42. 6 times x is 6x. Bring down 126. Get rid of the loaner by subtracting 42. Whoa. 84 equals 6x. And then 84 divided by 6, that's 14. All right. Now, what we just figured out was x. Is that what they're asking for? Okay. No, it's not x, it's gj. Gj is all the way across, right? So if x is 14, that's cool. I still need to figure out gj. So 7 plus 14. 21. So it's not f. I know that's a common error, but it is 21. Cool. Number 7, find the missing length. Once again, we're doing small to big. So small triangle is 4 and 6. Big triangle, the bottom is x for sure. But what about the sides? Well, I got to add them. 10 plus 4 is 14. So again, 4 to 14, 6 to x. Make those into two fractions. Cross multiply. 14 times 6 is 84. Divided by 4. And we get T1. All right, well, none of these are right. So the answer you can go and just put is 21. Oops. All right. All right, number 8 in the diagram of the quadrilateral. What is the scale factor? Now remember, scale factor is n over O. Remember, you got to know. So if the ABCD is the image, so that means that's the new one. That's the new one. That means ABCD, that's my O. Okay. So I gotta just count some side links here. Let's take the top. BC is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is BC. B prime, C prime, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I know I got 6 and 3. Those are connected. Which one's the new one? Well, remember, if it says image, that's the new one. So the primes are the new one. That's going to be 3. So the original is going to be 6. So it's going to be reducing to 1 over 2. So the answer is definitely not 2 because that would be upside down. 2 over, sorry, like 6 over 3, which equals 2, is wrong because that would be O over N. Okay, it's got to be N over O. Remember, you got to know no. Okay, number 9. In order to verify that the triangles shown in the diagram are similar, what additional pieces of information are needed? Well, I mean, all we have is one angle. So if you remember similarity, the similar theorems. Whoa. Which ones do we know? AA, we know SAS, and we know SSS, right? So right now, if we only have one pair of congruent angles, it's not going to give us SSS unless we are given all three sides, right? So what could help us? Zoom out. Okay, if we knew that angle R was 64, that wouldn't match anything else, so that's not helpful. If we knew angle S was 43, well, that would help because if angle S, if that was 43, then that would give us angle, that would be angle similarity. And would that be something we need? Yes, it would. So that works. Okay, now it says if we have one pair of corresponding sides are proportional, that's not enough. That would be an A and an S, but that's A and an S is not enough. We need a SAS. So it's not just be SA, basically. It's not enough. If we know, if we knew the length of ST, that would not. That's just one side, not enough. All right. Whoa. Weird. All right. Number 10. All right. Let's find the value of x. So I can see that I've got this angle similarity. So x corresponds to 11, 29 corresponds to 31. Let's set that up. X goes to 11, and then 29 goes to 31. Cross multiply and divide. X times 31 is 31x. 29 times 11 is 319. And then my last step to get rid of this coefficient 31 is to divide by 31. All right, what's 319 divided by 31? 10.29. All right, that's it. Don't skip 11. Number 11. Similar triangles have what? Okay, now if you remember, on similar triangles, the angles are congruent, right? So they're not proportional angles. But the sides, if they're similar, it is the same shape, but not the same side. Not same sides. So if it's not the same size, the sides are not congruent. Not congruent sides. No, those are proportional sides. Okay. So what does that mean? Proportional sides. Keep that in mind. Number 12. All right, you should be able to find two different values here. Okay. This is like a 2-in-1. So remember, these correspond, these correspond, these correspond. So we can set up our fractions here. So let's do the x. X goes to 110 from left to right. And so we're going to do 112 goes to 80. All right, so x times 80 is 80x. 110 times 112, 12, 320. Oh my goodness. And then divided by 80. $154. So I can drag that right there, right? And then y over 50 equals 112 over 80. Then again, you got to cross multiply and divide. Y times 80 is 80y. And what's 112 times 50? 5,600. Wow. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Okay. And then divide by 80. And I end up getting 70. So make sure you're good at drag and drop. Okay. And you should be able to set up two proportions, cross multiply and divide. Number 13. Two triangles are shown. What is the measure of angle C and what's the measure of angle F? All right. Well, it says they're similar, so this corresponds to this. Let's find this missing angle C. Let's take 78 plus 46, 124. Subtract that from 180 and see what I get. What do you know? I end up getting 56, which does match over here. Angle, angle, similarity. So that missing one has to match this angle B, 46, right? Because it would add up to 180. So what's angle C? Well, we already have it there. It's 56. And then what's angle F? Well, we have it in there. It's 46. Holy moly. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. This pen is jacked up. Okay. 14. We got PQR. We got P prime, Q prime, R prime, which is true on this transformation. So remember, it goes from original to new. So let's count some sides here. Let's go PQ. P to Q is 1, 2, 3, 4. P prime, Q prime, that's 2. Okay, well, so remember, if I want to do scale factor, okay, a lot of these are talking about the factor. Okay, so let's do scale factor of n over O. And which one's new? Well, it's the primes. So it's going to be 2 over 4. That reduces to 1/2. All right. Okay, now that means the scale factor is not 2. That would be O over N. It's not J. Okay. Now, F and G talk about angles. Remember, the angles have to be congruent. Can't be F or G. And when we think of dilated, yeah, it's dilated by 1/2 because we just did that the scale factor. All right. A couple more. 15. Are the two triangles similar? If yes, what's the ratio of the sides? Okay. Well, you can see they have a right angle. And let's see if these sides are proportional. Okay. Well, let's see here. All these answer choices are talking about the ratio from one triangle to the other. Okay, so again, it goes from original to new. Original to new, right? So scale factor is n over O. Let's count some side links of FE, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and CB, which is 2. So if I'm doing n over O, the new one is DEF, so FE is 6. And then the original is ABC, so CB is 2, 6 over 2 is 3. Our scale factor, our ratio from ABC to DEF has got to be 3. Cool. Last but not least, if they're proportional, similar, by a factor of 5, determine the length of DE. So DE is smaller. If I want to know this one, I want to take this one. Okay, 15 by a factor of 5 divided by 5, you get 3. Bada boom, bada bing. All right, so that is our review. Your test is just like this, so make sure you finish this review completely with study it, bring the review tomorrow, and have a good time.